Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. And, yeah, it seems like there's a whole bunch of corruption. Again, no surprising here, but there is corruption happening within the whole indictments and, stuff against Trump, which is not surprising. Looks like the Fulton DA is, hired her romantic partner to prosecute Trump. Yeah, because, this doesn't stink as a political attack at all, and this isn't something that, would have been done to normal, actual people, but we're going to get into that. Now, right quick, I am trying to get epochs, or whatever you want to call them, actual thing done so I can get confirmation to do it. I may just do it anyways, but I want to make sure I get confirmation so that they don't go insane and then pull whatever I'm doing on YouTube or issue a strike on my channel and would hurt my channel even more. So yeah, I may just have to stream that on Rumble. We'll see. So we'll see where that goes. Well, without any further ado, let's get directly to it. Fulton DA Fani Willis allegedly hired her romantic partner to prosecute Trump, and he met with Biden White House counsel before indictment. On Monday, a defendant in former President Donald Trump's Georgia election fraud case filed a motion alleging that one of the prosecutors hired by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis had been in a romantic relationship with her. The same prosecutor also met with President Joe Biden's White House counsel before indicting Trump, Biden's leading presidential opponent. Michael Roman argued that if true, Willis' conduct could potentially warrant a dismissal of the charges against him and disqualification of the entire DA's office from future prosecution of the case. Roman's lawyer, Ashley Merchant, claimed in the filing that Willis and the prosecutor in question, Nathan Wade, had been engaged in a proper clandestine personal relationship during the pendency of this case, which has resulted in the special prosecutor and in turn the district attorney profiting significantly from this prosecution at the expense of the taxpayers. No evidence was included that proved the alleged ties. However, sources close to both the special prosecutor and the district attorney had confirmed they had an ongoing personal relationship. Wade was brought on as a special prosecutor on November 1st, 2021, and filed for divorce the next day. Was and still is divorced herself. As Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports, Wade has been paid close to $654,000 for her services since January 2022, compensation that as DA Willis authorized. It was alleged that Wade purchased trips for him and Willis to Napa Valley, Florida, and the Caribbean via the account into which the checks from Willis' office were being deposited. However, no concrete evidence was provided to substantiate those claims. Despite the lack of documented proof, Merchant said that the motion was not filed lightly, nor is it being filed without considerable forethought, research, or investigation. So, yeah, this is not going too well here. Goes on to say that a spokesman for what is said her office was responding to the allegations through appropriate court filings. Additionally, according to newly revealed documents, Wade met with Biden's White House counsel on May 23rd and November 18th, 2022, before indicting Trump, who is currently leading the GOP presidential nomination. There is no currently, there is, and it will permanently be, doing it as well. So I don't see to where this is going, but there's a lot more to this, guys. So we're gonna go over here. This is what we have for filing alleges improper relationship between Fulton DA, top Trump prosecutor. So yeah, we're gonna go over a few stuff of this here. So we all know that they hired illegal stuff and all that, and the motion, what have you, and this is what we have here, so we're going to do this. Roman's filing also resurfaced on an accusation previously made against Wade, that his two oaths of office were not filed in court prior to his work on the case, so he misrepresented himself as a duly authorized special prosecutor. Judge Scott McAfee previously rejected that argument, stating that the requirements don't apply to contractors working on single cases, and that the defendants didn't establish a constitutional violation or structural defect to the grand jury process that warranted dismissing the case outright. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I think that normally this is something that you guys would probably tell them, or be made more aware. So there's that. It seems like there's a lot of things going on here that seems to be an issue. Now, we're going to go over the actual motion here, because what has been going on. So this is going to be a long one, so try to bear with me. The court may well be wondering, and for good reason, how do you know this, and why does it matter? Open records request to Fulton County reveal that the district attorney did not obtain county approval to appoint the special prosecutor. Why would the district attorney not obtain this approval prior to appointing the special prosecutor? The special prosecutor has admitted his oath was not filed prior to his work on this case. Why would the special prosecutor not just file the oath, a simple administrative task for a lawyer? The special prosecutor is seeking a divorce in Cobb County and sought successfully to seal those records, hiding them from public view. Why would a private citizen such as the special prosecutor shield filings related to his income and spending from public view? While the filings in the divorce case are sealed by court order, the legality of which is open to question. Information obtained outside of court filings indicates that the district attorney and special prosecutor have traveled personally together to such places as Napa Valley, Florida, and the Caribbean, and the special prosecutor has purchased tickets for both of them to travel on both the Norwegian and Royal Caribbean cruise lines. Traveling together to such places as Washington, D.C. or New York City might make sense for work purposes in light of other pending litigation, but what work purpose could only be served by travel to these traditional vacation destinations? The district attorney and the special prosecutor have been seen in private together in and about the Atlanta area and believed to have cohabited in some form or fashion at a location owned by neither of them. Sources close to both the special prosecutor and the district attorney have confirmed they had an ongoing personal relationship during the pendency of the special prosecutor's divorce proceedings. According to these sources, the personal relationship between the district attorney and the special prosecutor began before this prosecution was initiated and before the district attorney appointed the special prosecutor. Undersigned counsel knows the special prosecutor and has researched his litigation experience. That research reveals that the special prosecutor has never tried a felony RICO case. The state of Georgia and the city of Atlanta has several lawyers who specialize in the prosecuting and defending RICO cases. Despite having access to these resources, why would the district attorney instead appoint someone who has never tried a felony RICO case, particularly in a case with such national significance as this one? The special prosecutor, based on his lack of experience in this type of felony, would not be qualified under Fulton County standards to be appointed to represent any defendant in this case, given the complexity of the charges. If the counsel prosecutor is not qualified to defend this case under Fulton County's standards, then how is he qualified to prosecute the case? Is that why the district attorney did not seek approval for his appointment? If so, why did he seek to appoint an unqualified lawyer without approval to preside over this prosecution? Since being appointed as special prosecutor, the special prosecutor has been paid an estimate of almost $1 million in legal fees. Of course, additional fees would be expected when private counsel is hired, but that would assume they are not in a relationship with the district attorney and they were qualified to do the work they were hired to do. The prosecutor's fees have been lucrative in comparison by any reasonable measure. The district attorney's yearly salary, including state and county supplements, is $198,000, and the total budget for the Fulton County District Attorney's Office for fiscal year 2022 was $31 million. The district attorney lobbied for additional money from Fulton County to hire lawyers and to staff to clear the backlog for COVID. Why didn't she use that money to hire qualified in-house staff to try this case? Why did she instead use that money to retain the special prosecutor? Why is this important? The district attorney's failure to obtain the required approval to appoint the special prosecutor prior to him obtaining indictments against Mr. Roman renders the special prosecutor's service in that role in nullity and without effect under Georgia law, so the indictments he assisted in securing suffer from a structural and repairable defect and must be dismissed. In light of the district attorney's personal relation to the special prosecutor prior to his appointment as the special prosecutor, his appointment created an impermissible and irreparable conflict of interest under Georgia's rules of professional conduct, which requires the disqualification of both lawyers in their respective offices and firms. The district attorney's apparent intentional failure to disclose her conflict of interest to Fulton County and the court, combined with her decision to employ the special prosecutor based on her own personal interests, may well be an act to defraud the public of honest services, since the district attorney personally benefited from an undisclosed conflict of interest, which is a crime under 18 U.S.C. 1346, as well as a predicate act which could result in a RICO charge against both the district attorney and the special prosecutor. Putting aside both the legal and ethical implications of their conduct also undermines the sanctity of the criminal justice system. erodes public trust in our judicial system and would place them above the law. To allow this conduct to go unchecked by a powerful public elected official threatens to undermine the very principles of democracy that the district attorney herself claims to defend in this prosecution. It seems hard to believe that such a powerful person could escape scrutiny and accountability for such egregious conduct simply because she believes she maintains a moral high ground and holds one of the powerful positions in the state of Georgia. This is particularly true since she has used that platform and the megaphone it provides to tour the country giving interviews in her pursuit of the conviction. It is for those reasons and the other important reasons set forth below that the instant motion is being filed. The actions of the district attorney and the special prosecutor are indefensible under the law and are rules of professional conduct and have ultimately created a fatal and imperishable defect in the indictment against Mr. Roman and a conflict of interest that has tainted the entire prosecution. To allow either of them to stand above the law will be to invite and encourage the same behavior in the future. So Mr. Roman respectfully requests that the court grant the incident and dismiss the indictment in its entirety as to Mr. Roman. Mr. Roman respectfully requests that the court disqualify Willis and Wade and their respective offices and firms from any involvement in the prosecution in this matter. Yeah. So what we have here is that immediate corruption, immediate ability to really try to go after Trump politically. This is just disgusting in every way. But we all knew this was corruption. We all knew this was a political attack. Anybody that's been watching my channel probably already knows this. So it's not really a surprise to you guys. However, we're seeing full ability to see what this. So even Greg Price goes on to say, wow, according to the new legal filing in the Trump Georgia case, Fulton DA Fani Willis allegedly hired her romantic partner to prosecute Trump. He also allegedly paid for lavish vacations he took with Willis with the Fulton County funds his law firm received, which are over $650K. Reminder that our Freedom Caucus GA Vice Chairman Ryoko Moore was kicked out of the GA Senate GOP for calling an investigation and defunding Fani Willis. Yeah. So yeah, this is a huge thing. These people are beyond corrupt, and this is something that needs to be dealt with immediately. This makes this whole case a sham. This whole case a complete whole bunch of BS. And what we're seeing here is nothing of the sort of just complete evil. And I don't think this case is going to go very well, at least for them, because now that we've seen this and that we're seeing more and more of this information come out, it's more than likely that this is a case that the public is seeing as a pure form of corruption, and not looking too great here. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, as always. Take care. What? No. Slack. 1 second. From Kanoka the Great, it says Nathan Wade, Fani Willis, lead prosecutor, met with Biden's White House counsel on May 23 and November 18th, 2022. Before indicting Trump, Biden's leading presidential candidate. Is the Biden White House coordinating Trump's prosecution? Yeah, so I would believe so that Biden is. This is not really a surprise to me that the Biden is doing this. So we have this here, interview with D.C. White House, witness interview and doc review, meeting QA, address representative, and all this stuff. So we're seeing things here that is pertaining to this. Travel to Athens, conference with White House counsel. Look at this. This is insane, guys. We all know that this is literally Biden going after Trump and doing election interference. If I can't tell you what's a dictatorship, then I don't know what is, right? This is insane. Everything that we've been saying is being proven right underneath our eyes, and that's the insane part. All right, guys. Now that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.